I can't. Where were we? Probably another 50K before we reached the end of that stage, and my legs hurt. Great. That's all I needed. It's only Thursday night, and we have another 3 days to go through. Why am I doing this? Phil and Jean-Michel came to me in September, asking me to be their teammate for the Grand Défi's annual 1,000-kilometer event. Riding a bike from Saguenay to Montreal in 3 days was a challenge I could hardly say no to. Besides, when you have more years behind than ahead of you, staying healthy kind of becomes a priority. Except that during my first bicycle ride, I thought I was going to cough up a lung. Man, I was not in shape. I had to start getting up at 3 a.m. just to train in my garage. And then, right then we visited the school. It's the only rule to participate in the 1,000-kilometer event. We need to sponsor a selected elementary school. The students explained to us all the projects they had in mind and that they could realize with the funds. Boy, did they have great ideas, and the entire community could actually benefit from them. It's funny how I felt a bit like Santa Claus during the visit, as children were asking for the gifts of their dreams, but the feeling quickly faded away when we got out of the classroom. I mean, to suddenly realize that Quebec schools hardly get any budget for physical education classes, and that most of them were considered disadvantaged, well, really bummed me out. It's easy to get angry against the education system, but I wasn't doing much to change it or, to simply help it. As a first fundraiser, we started with a tradition, the spaghetti dinner, except that they were by far the worst spaghetti I've ever had. But the ball started rolling, and I couldn't stop it. We had a second fundraiser and a third, and then it was a Christmas party where we've collected $1,500 at once. People are more generous during the holidays, they say, and when they've had a few drinks. We returned to the school in May, as it was the Energy Cubes Challenge. Those damn cubes. We played a basketball game that lasted the entire afternoon with the whole school involved. They also offered us drawings. Remembering this gives me strength now. The whole school will be on the streets of Verdun on Sunday. They promised. Why am I doing this? For them. I'm doing this for the kids of our school. 35K left. I can make it.
Another 35K to go in this weather. Oh, you really have to be in Saguenay to have this kind of cold in June. And to top it all, the rain. If I had known it was going to be this cold, I would have skipped this step. I only took it because Julie and Matt are waiting at the next stop. I hope they're not waiting in the rain. With Matt's disease, it wouldn't be a good idea. Although it's not your typical cold, it definitely would not help. An orphan disease. Why are they called like this again? Right. Orphan from researchers, treatments, support, and information. Even information. There's only a handful of people in the world that has Matt's disease. And by investing in research for the most common diseases that could be prevented, we don't do anything for rare conditions. Truth is, it wouldn't be that hard to control a disease like type 2 diabetes. More moving, healthier eating, and voila, we wouldn't talk about it as much. Julie called last night. It's been a while since I've heard her so happy. Excited even. A researcher in Sherbrooke was granted funds from the Grand Défi Pierre Lavoie's Fondation. It will let him hire students and begin his research. First things first, identify and understand Matt's disease. She added that she didn't know if they would find a treatment in time. But to know that someone, somewhere is trying, it brings back hope. People just whine all the time. We whine about traffic jam, grocery prices, politics. And Julie, she's simply happy that someone is trying to understand her kid's disease. It's all she needed, really. All she needed to keep moving forward. That's what I can do too. Keep moving forward. Talk, spread awareness. I may not be a doctor, but I can ride and change things my way. Julie, Matt, I'm coming.
Whoa, I want to be a cyclist too when I grow up. This year, I gave it all to get as many energy cubes as I could. I even kept my booklet so I can add in more cubes throughout the year. Daddy and Mommy said that each cube we collect is like a huge blowout from the sky that pushes the cyclists through hills and mountains. With all the energy cubes we've collected this year, they're going to have all the wind they need. Mr. Pierre Lavoie even said that we did enough cubes to fill 3 Olympic stadiums. When I'll be a dad, I'll be doing energy cubes with my own kids. And them too, they'll help me for my 1,000-kilometer event.
1,000 cyclists riding 1,000 kilometers. Who are they? Marc-André, police officer. Mylène, event coordinator. John Patrick, physical education teacher. Pierre, family physician. They and all the others have become ambassadors who pledge to promote healthy habits for the future generations. Since the 1,000-kilometer event's first edition, 238 elementary schools and organizations received funds and were able to achieve their dream projects: cross-country skis, soccer and basketball fields, cooking workshops, bike paths, and much more. Funds were also given to 128 research projects in order to understand and someday cure more than 80 orphan diseases. The amount of hope created for families is endless. No one had even imagined, or rather hoped, such a positive impact. In total, the Foundation distributed $4,328,500 all across Quebec. And for the past 6 years, the sponsorship program endorsed by the cyclists of the 1,000-kilometer event and La Boucle has multiplied these figures by raising $10,332,762, which funded more than 2,400 projects for elementary schools. But none of this would be possible without the Grand Défi Pierre Lavoie's cyclists riding through the rain as I speak. They're tired, they're cold, but most of all, they're committed.